Welcome everyone to another episode of Taitar Eats. This is the secondary channel, and we're going to be eating the Twisted Queso limited time. I think it's only here in the United States, Doritos for 4th of July. I've never seen this flavor before. I am very curious how this is going to end up. It's a limited time flavor. So we're going to go ahead and give it a try, give it a score out of 5, and just kind of overall thoughts and opinions. Maybe have a few different chips as long as it's not too spicy, and go from there. Looking inside the bag here. So far, they're like a lighter color. I don't know if you can tell, than a standard Dorito. They're not as, dark or orangish. They're a little bit lighter in color. I don't know how well you can tell, but they do look lighter than normal. And I'm really curious how this is gonna taste. So I think now is the time to go boop, right on your nose. Boop. I'm gonna keep doing that until you hit subscribe. Boop. Now it's time to try it. Let's read the description before I give my review. A flavor explosion of bold cheese and heat. I would not describe it as such. This chip is kind of a letdown. It's not a bad tasting chip. It tastes good, but I would not describe it as an explosion of bold. Explosion and bold are not the word choices I would use here. So what I mean is these chips are a good flavor, but it is not an explosion and it is not bold. I'm wanting something that pops. You eat it and you're just that flavor so strong. It tastes more like chip than it does of flavor. And that's not what I eat Doritos for. And I figure most people don't eat Doritos for that same reason. They probably eat Doritos because they want the punch of the flavor. Like if you want more of a chip flavor, go with something like Lay's. I would even argue Ruffles, but Ruffles I think has more flavor with their flavored chips. But this isn't that great. It tastes more like a jalapeno than it does Twisted Queso. There is cheese, obviously, but it tastes more like a corn chip than anything else. Of course, it is a corn chip, so no duh. Of course, it's gonna taste like that. But it's like corn chip first, and then jalapeno, and there's some cheesiness with it. That's kind of how it tastes. So like they got the flavor right, but it's not bold or explosion. And with it being like 4th of July with fireworks, you would think that they would focus really big on making it a very explosive flavor. And plus, in America, everything is packed with flavor, even if it's at the detriment of health and all these different things. You need to capture the American essence, okay? That's what I'm expecting with a chip like this. But instead, I got a kind of a bland, dry, flavorless chip. There's just not much. Maybe that's why it's so light. It's like light on the seasoning. What if these are just like the reject chips from like a different flavor? There's like, we got to do something with all these chips. Call it a new flavor. This batch got cooked incorrectly. Maybe it's something like that. But like I said, the flavors aren't bad. It's just very lacking. It's lackluster. Another description I'd have for it, it's like, when you buy those baked chips and they're pretending to be the real thing? This feels like I'm eating a baked Dorito with a little more heat. Very disappointing, honestly. I want to say it's a 3 out of 5, but I'm sorry. Like, it's not because it's gross that I'm going lower. I'm going with a 2. But I'm not going lower because it's gross. It's just so bland and lackluster. There's even an element of like a cardboardness to it. It's just not good. Like if I had the choice between this and the standard nacho cheese 100% of the time, I wouldn't even touch this one. That's a bad sign. If you got a specialty flavor, I should at least want to like at least throw one in here and there just to change things up at least. This is like, oh, that's the bad plate. Don't eat those ones. So Doritos Twisted Queso, a flavor whimper of mild cheese and heat. So, subscribe to the channel for tons of other food eating videos. I eat at fast food places. I try collectible food items. And this is my secondary channel. My main channel is retro gaming. But next up, doing a little bit of this. I think that's gonna be the next upload. Alcoholic Code Red. Subscribe for more content. I'll see you later.